As Earth's most intelligent primates, humanity still finds itself outmatched when facing dangerous creatures. In these moments, we turn to our more gentle companions for aid. Let us tell you a few stories about the protectors who have been supporting humans for many years. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. Sharks are definitely scary creatures. There are hundreds of shark attacks every year. Even though they've attacked humans before, we're not exactly on their menu. They just get a little confused sometimes and think we're yummy seals or something. Once upon a time, there was a story that left people both terrified and feeling incredibly lucky for one man. The person in question was surfer Todd Endress, who faced a terrifying attack from a massive great white shark, estimated to be 12 to 15 feet long. The brutal attack left him seriously injured, with deep wounds on his back and legs. The shark's assault tore into his body, but thankfully, his surfboard may have saved him from being swallowed whole. It's a pretty rare event because great white sharks don't usually attack humans. In fact, statistics show that sharks attack fewer than 100 people a year, and only a small number of those result in serious injuries or fatalities. Fun fact, you're more likely to be killed by a bee sting or a lightning strike than by a shark by hundreds of times. Talk about a plot twist. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, a pod of friendly dolphins decided to be Endress's personal bodyguards. Thanks to his new finned friends, he was able to paddle to shore and recover. Nearly 4 months later, Endress was back in the water and on his surfboard at the very same spot where he had almost lost his life. He may go on to set many more records, but one thing's for sure, shark will forever be a word he'll never forget. We're pretty sure dolphin is up there too. But whales are not the only marine animals showing kindness toward humans. Dolphins, their fellow species, are also heroes of the seas. An Italian family will forever be grateful to Filippo, the dolphin who saved their son's life in 2000. The incident happened when 14-year-old Davide Cicci was out on a boat with his dad in the Adriatic Sea. In a blink of an eye, the boy fell into the water. The scary part was, Davide couldn't swim, and his dad had no idea he was in trouble. I guess he was going for the sink or swim approach to parenting, like some grandfather teaching his grandchild how to survive in the wild. Alright, back to the story. In this critical moment, Filippo, the intelligent dolphin, sensed the situation and immediately swam to the boy's rescue. The dolphin used its nose to push the boy toward the boat, helping him reach the boat's edge safely. Thanks to this, the boy's father managed to grab his son and pull him out of the water, avoiding a potential tragedy. Filippo had lived off the coast of Manfredonia since being separated from a pod of migrating dolphins. If you don't know why dolphins save people, watch this video. Marine researcher Dr. Giovanna Barbieri commented, "Filippo seems to have no fear of humans. I am not surprised that he did something as extraordinary as saving a human being." After completing his brave rescue mission, Filippo quietly swam away, leaving behind a miraculous story and deep gratitude in the hearts of the family. As for the dad, well, let's just say he probably got an earful from his wife that night. Have you ever seen those trainers swimming with dolphins? It's so cool, just like Aquaman. Dolphins in the wild are just as friendly, but remember, there's more to the ocean than just dolphins. Let's not end up like that guy below who got into trouble trying to swim with them. A British tourist had a terrifying experience during a trip to the Gulf of Aqaba. As their boat neared the Sinai Peninsula, the captain stopped so passengers could watch a pod of playful dolphins. 3 of them decided to jump in and swim with the friendly creatures. But one of the swimmers stayed underwater longer than the others. Unfortunately, he soon found himself face to face with a dangerous shark. The shark bit into him, and other sharks began to circle, putting him in a life-threatening situation. Can you believe how good a shark's sense of smell is? It's hundreds of times better than ours. Their noses are just for smelling, not breathing. They breathe through their gills. They can detect the tiniest amounts of stuff in the water. That's what sharks can do, and the smell of his blood was like a dinner bell to them. In that life-or-death moment, 3 dolphins bravely positioned themselves between the man and the sharks. They used their tails and fins to create a violent splash, forming a protective barrier. This bold action drove the sharks away and protected the man until rescue boats arrived. Richardson was later taken to a military hospital and made a full recovery. Dolphins usually avoid direct confrontations with sharks, so I'm still puzzled as to why they would risk their lives like that. Alright, give me 3 medals right now. Can you swim for 10 minutes straight? Or maybe even 30? Well, meet Adam Walker, a man who swam for a mind-boggling 8 hours and 36 minutes. That's right, 8 hours and 36 minutes. He's taking on the challenge of swimming across 7 of the world's toughest oceans to raise money for the whale and dolphin conservation charity. While swimming across the Cook Strait, Adam Walker had a very unexpected visitor, a shark. The shark was circling him, probably thinking, human, that looks mouth-watering. But just when things were looking grim, a pod of dolphins swooped in and formed a protective circle around Adam. Seriously, dolphins? Why do you guys always have to ruin my fun? A shark might not fear a single dolphin, but a whole group? That's a whole other story. Thanks to his new finned friends, Adam was able to complete his 8-hour, 36-minute swim. It just goes to show that there's safety in numbers, even in the ocean. Thanks to that, Adam's video swimming with dolphins went viral, and he raised thousands of pounds for charity. His goal is to set up swim clubs to keep kids safe in the water and inspire people worldwide to go for their goals. Wouldn't that be awesome? It only takes toddlers about half a second to get into trouble. If you blink, they could be on the roof, on the car, or in this case, in striking distance of a rattlesnake. Little Booker West, a 1-year-old visiting his grandparents in Colorado, was innocently playing in the backyard, of course, under adult supervision. But wait, there's more. A rattlesnake, hiding in the tall grass, was ready to strike. Can you believe it? Their little 2.2-kilogram chihuahua, Zoe, was the hero of the day. She jumped right in between the snake and the toddler, protecting her human. And a battle ensued. Zoe took the brunt of the attack. You've probably heard of rattlesnakes. They're on the top 10 list of the world's deadliest snakes. Their venom can stop your heart in its tracks if you're not treated quickly. It spreads through your blood, destroying blood vessels and causing internal bleeding. Booker West's grandpa ran out when he heard the dog barking and found Zoe looking pretty rough. Thankfully, she got anti-venom treatment and lived to see another day and probably lots of treats. On a chilly morning, a woman heard strange barking coming from her backyard, mixed with faint human cries. She quickly called the police. When they arrived, York County Sheriff's deputies followed the persistent barking to a nearby stream. There, they found Samantha, a Labrador retriever, barking her head off. While walking near a wooded area in Leamington, Maine, an 84-year-old blind man had fallen into the icy stream. Samantha had tried her best to pull him out, but couldn't. In a moment of canine brilliance, she decided to bark until someone came to help. When he was rescued, the man was suffering from hypothermia. His body temperature had dropped significantly. Oh, it's just cold water, you might think. What's the big deal? Well, let me tell you, hypothermia is no joke. When your body temperature drops below 95 degrees Fahrenheit, your heart, nervous system, and other organs can't function properly. Symptoms start to show when your body temperature is between 35 and 32 degrees Celsius, like shivering and increased heart rate. But once you drop below 28 degrees Celsius, things get really serious. You become unconscious, your heart rate slows down, and your body becomes stiff like a corpse. Luckily, the police were able to pull the man out of the icy water before it was too late, thanks to Samantha's quick thinking. In British Columbia, where cougars are pretty common, run-ins with these big cats are rare, but can be super dangerous. Even though they might be a little smaller than humans, their sneaky nature and sharp teeth make them a serious threat, especially to a small 11-year-old boy. In 2010, a golden retriever stepped in to protect a young boy from a cougar that was stalking him in their wooded backyard. Angel, the golden retriever, lived up to her name by bravely fighting off the cougar and protecting the boy until he was safe. The cougar was later subdued by a police officer who arrived on the scene. However, when the boy pulled the cougar off Angel, it seemed that the brave dog had succumbed to her injuries. Amazingly, the brave golden retriever suddenly stood up, walked over to her human, gave him a big sniff to make sure he was okay, and then sat down beside him. The heroic dog was later treated at Sardis Veterinary Hospital and made a full recovery. We bet Angel's gonna brag about her cougar-conquering adventure to all the other dogs at the park. Adopting poor cats not only helps save their lives, sometimes it also saves our lives. Inky was adopted by Glenn Kruger after she was discovered left on a local resident's porch. He was only 3 months old at the time and severely malnourished. Glenn Kruger took good care of the cat, and devotedly raised it, bringing it back to health. Glenn did not expect that this would save his life. That paid off. On January 23, 2009, Glenn went to the basement to turn off the wood stove. When he returned upstairs, he slipped and fell down the basement stairs, breaking his arm and fracturing a vertebrae. The temperature was now about 5 degrees Celsius. Everyone else in the house was sleeping in the room and couldn't hear his cries for help, except Inky, who was now 7 years old. The cat stared intently, and strangely enough, Glenn had told Inky to go get his wife, Brenda. I wondered how on earth a cat could understand such a request, but even more surprising was that Inky actually went to get her. The cat jumped up and scratched hard at the door. Brenda woke up, thinking the cat wanted to go outside, and then noticed her husband at the bottom of the basement stairs. Glenn was left permanently disabled after the accident, his neck unable to turn anymore. But at least he survived, thanks to Inky's clever actions. Sometimes, the animals we save end up saving us in return. Which animal do you think deserves the top prize for their heroic actions? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.